Imagine a pickup truck that doesn't flex oversized grills, doesn't pretend to be a luxury SUV, doesn't chase trends just to look cool on social media, yet still feels modern, solid, and ready to handle real-world punishment. That's exactly the vibe of the 2026 Toyota Stout 4x4 first look. And honestly, this might be one of Toyota's smartest moves in years. Welcome back to the Car Review Hub. Today we're diving into a truck that could quietly disrupt the midsize segment. Not by being flashy, but by being brutally honest about what it is. The Stout name isn't just revived for nostalgia. Toyota knows this badge carries weight. And in a world where trucks like the Ford Ranger, Chevrolet Colorado, and even Toyota's own Tacoma are moving more upscale and lifestyle-focused, the Stout 4x4 feels like it's carving its own lane. This isn't about pulling up to a cafe for attention. This is about muddy job sites, broken roads, unpredictable weather, and long-term dependability. It's built for people who use their trucks, not just pose with them. Let's start where every real truck reveals its character, the back. The rear of the 2026 Toyota Stout 4x4 first look is squared, tough, and refreshingly simple. There's no oversized lettering screaming for validation. The tailgate looks wide and sturdy, the kind that won't make you nervous if it gets scratched or dented. And let's be honest, that's what a truck bed is for. The rear bumper appears functional and solid, clearly designed to handle towing and step access without feeling flimsy. The bed itself looks deep and practical, not shallow in style just for photos. You can imagine loading tools, equipment, building materials, even rough cargo without worrying about ruining some designer finish. Be honest, how many modern pickups actually feel comfortable being treated like real trucks anymore? Now, moving to the left side profile, this is where the Stout's philosophy becomes even clearer. The stance is upright, confident, and purposeful. It doesn't try to look sporty. It tries to look capable. The wheel arches are strong, but not exaggerated. They look like they were shaped to allow real suspension articulation, not just to look aggressive. There's something here that reminds me of older Hilux models, the kind that built their reputation in harsh environments and remote highways, compared to something like the Ford Maverick, which leans heavily into urban practicality. The Stout looks like it was designed with tougher terrain in mind. The body lines are clean and restrained. No fake air vents, no dramatic creases that will age poorly in 5 years. This is the kind of design that still looks good a decade later because it never tried to follow short-term trends. Toyota clearly understands longevity isn't just mechanical, it's visual too. Ground clearance looks generous, and you can tell this truck is meant to clear obstacles without constantly scraping underneath. So here's the real question. Would you rather drive a truck that looks aggressive, or one that actually survives aggressive conditions? Now sliding over to the right side, the consistency continues. Toyota didn't play games here. The proportions remain balanced. The doors look wide enough for easy entry and exit, especially important for work scenarios where you're in and out all day. The side mirrors appear properly sized for visibility rather than trimmed down just for aerodynamics. And that's something that matters when towing or navigating tight spaces. Compared to competitors like the Nissan Frontier or Isuzu D-Max, the Stout feels more reserved in design but also more confident. It doesn't need to shout. From this angle, you really start to see how Toyota balanced daily drivability with off-road credibility. It doesn't look oversized or intimidating for city driving, yet it still carries that rugged backbone. That dual-purpose design is hard to achieve, and Toyota's decades of truck experience show. Alright, let's step inside. This is usually where utilitarian trucks either surprise you or disappoint you. The interior of the 2026 Toyota Stout 4x4 first look keeps things refreshingly practical. It's not trying to be a luxury lounge. Honestly, that's a strength. The dashboard layout appears logical and straightforward. Buttons are placed where you expect them to be. There's no overwhelming learning curve. You won't need to dig through layers of menus just to adjust basic functions. Physical controls still seem to play a role, and many drivers actually prefer that. How many of you still prefer real buttons over full touch-only screens? Let me know in the comments. The materials look durable rather than flashy. You can imagine dusty boots, spilled coffee, and years of use without the cabin falling apart. But this is still a 2026 truck, so modern features are absolutely present. Expect a clean digital instrument cluster focused on clarity rather than unnecessary animations. The infotainment screen is integrated into the dash without feeling like a tablet glued on as an afterthought. Connectivity features are there: Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, driver assistance systems, but they support the driver instead of distracting them. Seating comfort appears designed for long hours behind the wheel. This isn't a couch on wheels, but it's shaped for support and reduced fatigue, perfect for people who drive daily for work or long distances, and visibility. That's one area where the Stout seems to shine. Large windows, practical mirror size, and a commanding driving position create confidence. And confidence behind the wheel is something that aggressive styling often sacrifices. Now let's talk about what really defines a truck. What's under the hood? The 2026 Toyota Stout 4x4 first look isn't about outrageous horsepower numbers. It's about usable torque. It's about power where it counts. Pulling loads, climbing hills, navigating rough terrain, and doing it consistently. Toyota's track record suggests engines built for durability and long service intervals. Expect powertrains that tolerate different fuel qualities and harsh conditions, especially important in regions where roads and fuel standards vary. Compared to turbo-heavy competitors chasing big numbers, the Stout feels like it's betting on long-term trust. Would you sacrifice a little top-end speed for an engine that you know will still be running strong 10 years from now? The four-wheel drive. The system is central to this truck's identity. This isn't just an all-wheel drive setup for light snow. This is a proper 4x4 system built for mud, sand, gravel, and uneven terrain. It's engineered for predictable traction, not extreme off-road. Theatrics. Fuel efficiency also plays into the equation. Toyota seems focused on real-world efficiency, how it performs under load, across long distances, and in mixed conditions. That's what matters for owners who rack up serious mileage. Let's talk pricing, because that's where everything becomes real. Official figures may vary depending on market. Stout is expected to sit below the Tacoma in price while offering more rugged authenticity than lifestyle-focused trucks. That positions it directly against models like the Nissan Frontier and Mitsubishi Triton. But here's the advantage: Toyota's reputation for reliability. So the real question becomes, would you choose a simpler, tougher truck over one packed with features you may never actually use? If Toyota prices this aggressively, it could attract buyers who feel left behind by the premium shift in the truck market. As we wrap this up, the 2026 Toyota Stout 4x4 first look feels like a return to fundamentals. It's not reinventing the pickup truck. It's refining what made trucks essential in the first place: durability, practicality, and consistency. This isn't a truck that tries to win you over in one flashy launch event. It's a truck that aims to earn respect over time. Whether you see it as a workhorse, a daily driver, or a weekend adventure companion, the Stout carries a clear identity. Sometimes the best vehicles aren't the loudest. They're the ones that show up every single day and get the job done without excuses. Now I want to hear from you. Would you pick the 2026 Toyota Stout 4x4 over something like the Ranger or Tacoma? Do you think simplicity still matters in modern trucks, or are premium features now a must-have? Drop your thoughts down in the comments. I read them all. If you enjoyed this first look and want more honest, no-nonsense automotive content, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and follow the Car Review Hub for more upcoming reviews. We keep it real, we keep it detailed, and we focus on what actually matters. I'll see you in the next one.